Thank you. Bill, hey, Bill and Renee, just stay for 1 second. No, sincerely, I just want to start by saying thank you to both of you. You have, believe it or not, they are friends. Sincerely, you both have helped me so much, and I'm so grateful for not only what you've done to support me, but your leadership in the community. So, very sincerely. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Love you too.
Thank you.
And I also want to offer a big thank you to our friends at EY. I can say that, EY. Lisa and Chris, you really are making a difference in the community, and it was just so heartfelt to see the women who were touched and their lives were improved by the Paradigm Scholarship. So thank you for what you do. And a big thank you to the Greater Philadelphia Chamber of Commerce and the Paradigm Committee. What an event. What a day. As a member, United Healthcare, as a member of the Chamber, I tell Rob this all the time, the Chamber exceeds my expectations every day and in every way, and it helps us so much as we're building our brand in the community. So a big thank you to the Chamber and to the Paradigm Committee. You know, when I heard that I was being honored, my first reaction, I felt so humble, especially thinking of the women who had won this award before me. And then when I thought about it, I felt so grateful. And it caused me to reflect on the power of gratitude in my life and the difference that feeling of feeling grateful has made. And it reminded me of a time back in the spring 1982 when I was at Randolph-Macon College, right outside of Richmond in Virginia, and I was thriving, when suddenly my personal circumstances changed and I couldn't afford to stay in school. And I went to see my advisor, Mr. Schmidt, and you've known a guy like this, a stern economics professor, but with a heart like a teddy bear, right? So I went to see him, and I said, Mr. Schmidt, I can't afford to stay. He said, Sue, you can't leave. I said, I can't stay. And when I left his office that day, I was about as low as I'd ever felt in my whole life. I felt like I was letting down my friends, my family. I felt like I was losing my whole dream of being a leader in business. I went home, and about 3 weeks later, the official letter came from Randolph-Macon in the mail, and I opened it, and it said, congratulations. Congratulations, you have been awarded a scholarship for the exact amount of money that I needed to stay in school. And I ran into the kitchen, I said, Mom, I can stay. Because what I didn't know then and what I learned is that for years, alumni had been giving money for scholarships so that students like me, students they might never meet, that they might never know, could stay in school. And it made me feel so grateful that for years I focused on giving back or paying it forward. And so certainly my husband and I, and you'll hear more about him in just a second, we both went to Randolph-Macon. We've given money, but we've also given time. And one of the most fun events we had, you heard I got my job from the career office at Randolph-Macon, and this has long been a focus of theirs. I went back in January, and I helped students who are looking for work. I helped them with resume preparation and mock interviews. It was a great day. It was a long day. I drove home. I was exhausted. The next morning, I woke up. I'm in my kitchen, 7 o'clock in the morning, having a cup of coffee, when, blink, I get an email. And it's an email, and I have it here, from a student, Evan. And he wrote to me, and he said, Dear Mrs. Schick, made me feel old. Dear Mrs. Schick, thank you so much for coming to the Career Boot Camp. I feel so grateful that alumni like you would help students like me. And I thought to myself, he doesn't know, it's not me, I'm not special. I was just doing what I had learned so many years ago from those alumni who've helped me. And because Evan and I share that spirit of gratitude, like it wouldn't surprise me to see him 30 years from now back helping future students. And I think about gratitude in my life, it really has made all of the difference. It just makes my life work better. I'm so much happier. And sure, there are times when I might be anxious or worried. Maybe you've heard about the Affordable Care Act. When I slow down to feel grateful, my life just works better. And in fact, United Healthcare brought in this national speaker. Has anyone heard of Sean Acor? Sean Acor came in to give a session for us about how to get results. But what did he talk about? He talked about if you have a daily discipline of focusing on being grateful, that will make you happier. And Renee would like that. She'll do the happy dance, right? It will make you happier, scientifically speaking. And happier people get better results. It's no surprise that Leadership Philadelphia also brought Sean Acor to Philadelphia last year. Maybe some of you were there. It was an alumni event. And it's no surprise if you know Leadership Philadelphia, because this is what they stand for. And that's why today, with EY's generous sponsorship, I'm happy to give some of that money back to Leadership Philadelphia to support them in what they do every day, paying it forward and making this a better community. And I want to thank Liz Dow for her leadership of leadership and all of what she's done. Yeah. And before I tell you a little bit more about Pay It Forward, I want to thank not only Liz Dow, because she's the first of my Fab Five here. There were 5 people when I arrived in Philadelphia who really helped me, who were my welcome wagon, in a way, my own personal Chamber of Commerce, people who made a difference and helped me get connected into the community. And so the first 5 people that I met are actually here today. So Liz Dow from Leadership, Nancy Dunleavy from Dunleavy Associates, Jeff Lutzke from Stradley Ronan, who's been a great friend, Chip Marshall from Stevens & Lee, and sitting in the back, Sean Orenstein at Kistler Tiffany Benefits. So will you give them a thank you? Yes. Yeah. They have made all the difference, and I feel so grateful for what they've done. But back to this idea of paying it forward. You know, Liz told me she has this exercise that she does with her class. And if you've been in leadership, maybe you've seen it. And it's called Pay It Forward. It's based on this national movement, payitforward.org. And what she will do literally is give students a crisp $20 bill and tell them to pay it forward with no direct expectation of a direct positive benefit back to them. And I was so excited. She told me about this on a Tuesday night at the Union League. I said, I want to do this with my team at United Healthcare. Wouldn't this be fantastic? And you know, you saw some of my team at United Healthcare. I am so blessed because they really share my commitment to gratitude and paying it forward. To us, it's linked to our value of compassion and really walking in the shoes of those who we serve. So I wanted to do this pay it forward exercise for my team. But you know, I didn't have the money. You know, I mean, it was a group of about 50 of us, and I wanted to do it, and I didn't really know where I was going to get the money. The next day, literally, that was a Tuesday night. Wednesday, I was flying to Pittsburgh, and I was late. So I was running, I get to the gate, and the gate agent says, Pittsburgh? And I said, yes. And she said, we just give your seat away. I was not feeling too grateful right then. But I asked myself a question, and I've trained myself to ask this to feel even more gratitude in my life. I said, what could be good about this? And she said, right at that moment, that's why we booked you on the next flight to Pittsburgh in 1 hour. Well, that's good. And then she says, get this, but because you had an expensive last-minute ticket, we're going to write you a check. And she pulls out a check register, and she writes me a check for $950. So we did it. I cashed the check into $20 bills. We did this pay it forward with my team, and the stories were fantastic. One group of my team pulled their money to help one of our colleagues who lost her possessions in a fire. One guy helped an Iraqi veteran. But the story that resonated with so many people was one of our team members, Arlene, who told us that she had been in a hospital. And she saw down a long hallway a young mom holding her daughter's hand, and they were silhouetted in the hallway. And she said she could really tell that they needed help. So without even thinking, she walked to the mom and she said, I was given this $20 and I'd like to give it to you. And she said, the mom just broke down in tears. Because it was the money, but it wasn't the money. It was that someone had seen her, and she had seen that compassion. And not only did it have an impact on the mom's life, but Arlene talked about how it opened her heart in a new way. And in fact, she was so excited about it that she blogged on it on our company blog site. And she wrote about this story of the mom, and the responses were fantastic. One woman, Susan, said, hey, I'm gonna give my son 4 $20 bills and see what he can do. And one woman, Chrissy, said, like, I'm not even on your team, but I'm gonna try it. It was amazing how this little exercise went out. And today, her story, and we're a Fortune 17 company with over 100,000 employees, is one of the most viewed entries on our blog site. So today, the sticker on your program, if you haven't figured it out, is Liz Dow paying it forward to you. If you have a sticker on your program, there's a crisp new $20 bill waiting for you in the lobby. And so go on your way out. The only string attached is to send an email to Liz, eDow at Leadership Philadelphia, and tell her your experience, or tweet about it. Hey, I'm on Twitter. Anybody on Twitter? Hashtag PIFPHL, Pay It Forward Philadelphia, PIFPHL. So tell us about your stories, and who knows, even if you didn't get your sticker on the program, maybe you'll be like Christy and you'll say, hey, I didn't even get the money, but this is something I want to do. And when you just think about the opportunity that we have to add that much compassion to the world. Just as I close, I told you earlier I would say just a word about Will Schick, who's here. And I always call him Will Schick. I don't know why. I always call him Will Schick. But here's the truth. Here's the truth. I used to call him Mr. Wonderful until I started watching Shark Tank. Then I stopped. I would not be able to do what I do and give back to the community if you hadn't supported me all of these years and had my back. And if there's somebody that I feel so grateful to, it's you and the difference that you've made in our family. So thank you. Yeah. So if you think about the few stories that I've told today, whether it was Chrissy who said, I'm not on your team, but I'll try it, or Arlene in the hospital, or Evan the student, or Mr. Schmidt with the heart like the teddy bear, or those alumni who helped me years ago, what they all have in common is people like all of you today who are here to support the Paradigm Scholarships, who feel the sense of gratitude and make a choice. You make a choice to pay it forward and make this a better place to live and work. And it makes me feel so grateful to be a part of it. And in fact, all those years ago when I received the scholarship, I never thought that I would know who those benefactors were. Sorry, and I did a little research. And what I found out is there's someone here in Philadelphia who I have to thank. She's not here today, she's traveling, but she's someone that many of you know. She's a leader in healthcare, a lifelong advocate for women and girls. So appropriate for today. Well, I did a little research and I found out her father was a congressman in Virginia and an alumnus of Randolph-Macon College. And it was her family scholarship that helped me stay in school. And so I just want to end today just asking you, the next time you see our friend, the leader of the Institute of Women's Leadership and Health at Drexel, Lynn Yackel, would you please tell her how grateful I am and how I think it reminds all of us that what we really need is, now and again, a little help from our friends.